You work hard, right? The money comes in, but then at the end of the month, you're left with that all too familiar, uneasy feeling. Where on earth did it all go? You've probably tried the spreadsheets, you've tried saying no to everything, and it just feels like punishment. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dismantle that broken system and give you a completely new blueprint. So let's get into it. What if I told you the entire issue isn't about restriction at all? It's actually about permission. Giving yourself permission to spend lavishly, I mean truly lavishly, on the things you actually love by getting rid of the financial deadweight. You see how this one idea changes everything? It's not about saying no, it's about finding your most powerful yes. So, why do traditional budgets always seem to fail? Well, it's because they trap us in this totally predictable psychological loop. First, there's that white knuckle phase, right? You're miserable, but you're being disciplined. Then, your brain starts to scream for a reward because it feels punished. And finally, the dam breaks. You don't just have one little treat, you go on a massive splurge. Look, this isn't a failure of your character, it's a total failure of the strategy. Okay, so if traditional budgeting is just a trap, what's the real enemy here? It's the silent, hidden costs of spending on autopilot. You know, the small leaks that end up sinking the biggest financial ships. Every single dollar you spend without thinking levies three hidden taxes on your life. First, there's the gold delay tax. That $35 impulse buy isn't just 35 bucks, it's a tiny piece of your future freedom. Just gone. Then you've got the stress surcharge. That knot in your stomach when you're afraid to check your bank account. And maybe the worst of all is values erosion. This is where your spending slowly, quietly builds a life you don't even really want. Let's just erase cutting costs from our vocabulary. Seriously, from this moment on, you are the CEO of your own life. And this right here, this is your new mission statement. You're not depriving yourself. You're making a powerful strategic decision to move resources away from things that just don't matter and pour them into the things that absolutely do. Now, to reallocate that capital, you first need a map. So we're going to become money archaeologists. We're going to gently brush the dust off our financial history just to see what kind of stories it tells. And this is not about judgment. It's about pure, fascinating discovery. This is the big question, isn't it? And we're going to answer it, not with guilt, but with cold, hard data. We need to look at the patterns, the habits, and the triggers to really understand our own financial DNA. And here's the framework we're going to use. It's super simple. For the last 90 days, every single purchase you've made gets sorted into one of three buckets. First, essentials. These are for survival, plain and simple. Next, enrichments. This is the good stuff, the spending that brings you joy and growth. It's the reason you work so hard. And finally, escapes. These are for temporary comfort or distraction. This is often where the biggest financial leaks are hiding in plain sight. Let's take a look at Maria. Now, she felt like she was pretty careful with her money, but she could never seem to get ahead. When she did her autopsy, the results were, well, shocking. Her essentials and enrichments were totally reasonable, but a whopping 35% of her income was just vanishing into escapes. We're talking stress-induced Target runs, unused streaming services, and food delivery apps she used out of sheer exhaustion. She didn't have a money problem, she had a stress and fatigue problem that was showing up in her bank account. Okay. So, with this new awareness, it is time for action. But we're not taking a chainsaw to our expenses. No, we're going to use a surgeon's scalpel, precise and strategic. This is the classic 80-20 rule, but for your personal finances. We're not trying to eliminate everything that brings us joy. We are hunting for the low-hanging fruit, that handful of changes that will make the absolute biggest impact with the absolute least amount of pain. And to find them, we use a really simple tool. This matrix is your strategic guide. It's brilliant. In the top left, you've got easy wins, high savings, low pain. These are those zombie subscriptions and memberships you forgot you had. Cut these immediately. Then, all the way in the bottom right are your sacred cows. Low savings, but super high pain to eliminate, like that weekly coffee with a friend. You protect these at all costs. Now, the other two boxes are where the real strategic work happens. High gain, high pain items are things like your rent or your car payment. You don't eliminate them, you optimize them. And low gain, low pain, honestly, these are the trivial things like switching ketchup brands. Just ignore them or adjust if it's easy, but don't waste your energy here. So, where do you start? You attack that high gain, low pain quadrant first. Go cancel the services you totally forgot about. Make a quick 30-minute phone call to your internet provider. Trust me, loyalty is rarely rewarded in that world. A few simple switches and strategic cancellations can often free up hundreds of dollars a month without you feeling it one bit. It's incredible. So we've done the audit and we've made the strategic adjustments. Now for the best part, designing a new system from the ground up, a blueprint for the life you actually want to live. This slide right here shows the fundamental difference. The old model on the left, it treats your dreams and your joy like an afterthought. They just get the scraps left over after all the bills are paid. But the new model on the right, this is a revolutionary act. It says your future and your joy come first. They are non-negotiable line items in your life's budget. And here's how it works in practice. It's so simple, but it changes everything. Step 1, the second your paycheck hits your account, an automatic transfer sends money to your future self. Investments, savings, whatever. Step 2, you set aside a fixed, totally guilt-free amount for your enrichments. This is your official permission slip to spend on joy. And step 3, you run the rest of your life on what's left. This system ensures your biggest goals are always funded. And this is the ultimate goal. It's not just about a bigger bank account. It's about this feeling. Financial sovereignty. It's that quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are the pilot of your own financial life, not just some passenger getting taken for a ride. So, where do you begin this journey? The key is not to try and do everything at once. Your first mission is simple: gain absolute, total clarity. Because you know what? The most powerful cut you can ever make is cutting through the confusion. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to do a deep dive into the last 90 days of your spending. Now, why 90? Because a single month can be a fluke. 3 months, that shows you the real, undeniable patterns of your life. So here's your assignment. Block out the time, gather the evidence, all your statements, and then categorize every single transaction. But the most important rule is that last one: no judgment, no guilt. You are not a detective looking for a crime. You are an archaeologist looking for clues. Just observe what you find. The life you really want isn't out of reach. It's right there, funded by the money you're already earning. It's just waiting for you to reallocate your capital from your mediocrities to your priorities. So the only question left is, where will you begin?